Okay, so here we are back at the Albany campus, and we've had quite a lot of work done to the building, and we're going to focus in on that. And I suspect that actually already you can begin to hear the difference. But just reminding you that the kind of materials we've got here is a hard concrete floor. The tilt-up concrete slabs are still around the walls, but are now coated with an acoustic absorbent material. And we've had quite a lot of work done to the roof. We've almost had a complete full ceiling put in with acoustic absorbent tiles laid into that ceiling. But note that we are not actually reducing the overall volume of the space. The air can still circulate round the back of those panels, and it also lets in the daylight. But you can see it gives a much cleaner look, and it's a brighter look, and you can get a feel for the areas above the concrete wall and across the ceiling that's been treated with the material. Now let's go and have a look at a detail. So as you can see, the walls are lined with what looks like a white material, and that's basically what it is. And if we close in, we'll have a look at it in a bit more detail.
Now,
so the panels are simply fixed by gluing pins to the concrete slab, pushing the material on and putting the little metal caps over the top of the pins that holds them in there solidly. The type of material we've got is here. Here's an example of it. It feels kind of like a very dense, firm thermal insulation really, but the air gaps are much tighter, and there's a surface here which you can rub and the fibres don't come off. It's not actually fiberglass, so it's really quite comfortable to hold. But it's generally heavier than fiberglass and cuts in nice, clean, straight lines, and that's the finish you get. What we're going to now do is do some sound demonstrations. Similar distance to this, sanding away, and we could hear the sanding really, really clearly. We've scientifically recreated this now, and I think you can hear that, yes, we can still hear it, but you actually have to listen quite hard, and now in fact the ventilation probably masks that sound. So a clear demonstration that sounds are not distributing themselves around the space in the way that they did before. Okay, so in the last video we dropped a sawhorse onto the floor, and we could hear in the video how long the sound continued in the space. So it reverberates around and it's quite loud. So we're just going to recreate that again. Here goes. So listen for the overall sound level and how long it lasts in the space. Okay, we'll do that once more. Hopefully you can hear this on the video, but the sound drops off very quickly compared to previously. Probably not much more than a second. Okay, so this time when we measure just the general ambient sound in the space, we're getting an LA equivalent reading of 56.8 decibels, so significantly lower than previously, and my suspicion is now the sound's being dominated by the ventilation system, not the other background sounds in the space. So we're back at the anvil doing a bit of the metalwork testing, and so what we're now going to do is bang this, and we're going to take some readings to compare with the previous time. Okay, so this time we're getting an LA equivalent of 90. Still quite loud, but it's not reverberating and sustaining in the space for anything like the length of time that it did previously, and it's much more comfortable for me to be closer to it and put up with that sound for a short period of time.